The commitment by the Millennium Development Goals is that by 2015, everyone must have access to sanitation, particularly toilets. The backlog that we found in Durban when we started in 1995-96 was about 80,000 lack of toilet facilities, particularly in the rural areas.
In the last decade, more and more people have moved to live in cities across South Africa, placing an enormous burden on housing and services. To add to the problem, in 2000, the metro area around Durban was extended north, south and west, increasing the population to almost 3.2 million. Informal settlements have sprung up and the newly arrived inhabitants are demanding both water and electricity. But a much greater need is that of waste disposal, in particular, the disposal of sanitation waste. In the rural areas under its jurisdiction, between 2003 and 2008, the EThekwini municipality has spent on average 90 million to 120 million rand per annum installing urine diversion toilets. Once erected, this structure is specifically designed to be managed by the householder if used correctly. They are designed to keep the urine and solid human waste separate, allowing the liquid waste to drain off into the ground, while collecting the solid waste material in 2 underground chambers. Only one chamber is used at a time, allowing the waste material in the other chamber to dry out completely. This can then be emptied by the householder and buried close by with a minimal adverse impact on the health of the community. EThekwini municipality has developed and implemented an extensive campaign to explain the correct way to use and care for the urine diversion toilet. Leaflets, videos, and home visits have all been part of the publicity to persuade and educate people to look after their new toilet system. Over 60,000 urine diversion toilets costing 6,000 rand each have been built in the EThekwini municipal area, and they have proved to work well where there is cooperation from the local people. Should the householders prefer not to empty the chambers when full, they can use the services of a local contractor who will empty it for them. This provides spin-off for employment opportunities in the local community, in line with the policies of the expanded Public Works program. Once installed, the urine diversion toilet incurs no cost to the householder and should last for years if looked after properly. Even after construction, EThekwini Water Services personnel continue to monitor the use of the UDs with ongoing education and will give advice on which contractors to use for minor repairs, and even supply a child seat if required. Closer to the center of Durban, there were problems with installing the urine diversion toilet due to lack of space. Many people who moved from the rural areas years ago were given the conventional ventilated improved pit latrine. Many of these have been misused due to lack of education. They have been used not only for human waste, but for the disposal of domestic wastewater and as rubbish bins. Often they were not kept clean, and householders used bleach and other disinfectants which prevented bacteria from breaking down the waste. EThekwini municipality has counted approximately 60,000 VIPs within the metro area that are still currently in use and require emptying. Many of these are full to overflowing and pose a severe health hazard. After pilot studies were carried out, in 2002, it was decided that every pit latrine in the municipality would be emptied at no cost to the householder, once every 5 years. 15 million rand per year has been allocated for this service. While a few of these pits could be reached by conventional tanker, most could not. A different approach was needed. An initial 3-year project began in 2008, and small teams were trained, immunized and educated in health aspects and safety when working in the pit latrines. 5 emerging contractor teams are already working in the EThekwini municipal area under the overall control of a managing director. The concrete base has first to be removed to allow the pit to be emptied. Teams will then remove the waste and replace the concrete slab. The householder will sign off that the job is complete. This work is labor-intensive, again creating job opportunities under the guidelines of the expanded Public Works program. The contract is designed to support small contractors. As new urine diversion toilets are built, the numbers of the conventional pit latrines will decrease. Those conventional VIPs already in place, if they had been built correctly and managed well, would provide an adequate free basic service. However, EThekwini municipality would not empty informal pit latrines that were poorly constructed or unlined. Where there is space, paying attention to ecological conditions, the waste is buried on site, or it may be removed and put through a screening process. The solid waste is bagged, then taken to the landfill site, while the waste sludge is discharged to a wastewater treatment works. Should these pits collapse, the municipality may be held liable for replacement and restitution. Instead, other facilities like ablution blocks would be provided for the people living in these settlements. In the first few months of the scheme, approximately 1,200 informal pits have been emptied, and the program is working well. Not all areas in and around the EThekwini municipality area are suitable for either pit latrines or the urine diversion toilet, especially where the houses are built very close together. As an interim measure to safeguard the health of residents, EThekwini municipality has constructed a number of ablution blocks in the more densely populated areas. Over 20 million rand has been spent in providing basic access to sanitation in the informal settlements close to town. A further 10 million rand has been set aside for the next 3 financial years by the EThekwini municipality to build additional ablution blocks for informal dwellers.
To date, more than 40 ablution blocks have been provided, with the view that in the next 2 or 3 years, another 120 ablution blocks will be put in place.
The project also involves purpose-designed containers as well as more urine diversion type facilities in the more sparsely populated informal areas. In partnership with EThekwini Housing and Health Departments, extensive work is underway to promote hygiene and healthy living. There is an enormous backlog in the EThekwini Municipal Housing Delivery Program, and the ablution blocks are a temporary solution for those people who still inhabit shacks and other temporary shelters. Councillors and the community are both consulted before ablution blocks are built. Many factors have to be taken into consideration, such as proximity to a water course, prevalence of waterborne diseases, and the availability of sewers. The EThekwini Water Services construct the ablution blocks and work closely with the EThekwini Health Department, who manage the project. Over 39 ablution blocks have been built in the informal settlements, and more are under construction. Constructed of block and mortar with separate male and female units, besides toilet facilities, there are showers, wash-hand basins, and communal tap and water troughs with full pressure water flow. The EThekwini Health Department is responsible for providing toilet paper, hose pipes, refuse bins, soap, cleaning materials, and disinfectant. The community is responsible for the day-to-day running, while all blocks are monitored carefully by the municipality to ensure they are kept clean and that pipes and leaks are repaired. Wastewater from the ablution blocks is reticulated into the local sewer network. Blocks are built where there is an available sewer connection, and one ablution block will serve 50 to 100 informal units, each occupied by 4 to 6 persons. The typical distance to walk to the ablution block is 150 to 200 meters in those areas where it is not feasible to provide urine diversion toilets. The money for this initiative has come from the Municipal Infrastructure Grant Fund, but money has not been the main obstacle. It's getting permission to put up council structures on privately owned land. Container facilities are installed for the short-term informal houses. Converted shipping containers are also plumbed into the local sewer network and offer the same facilities. Where no main sewer connections exist, shared block VIP toilets have been installed. The EThekwini municipality is working hard to provide a clean and safe environment for the large numbers of people who arrive to live in Durban on a daily basis. It's not an easy task and one that will continue well into the future.
Informal settlement can only be dealt with by providing affordable housing. That will be the solution that will take care of sanitation, and we are making good progress. We are confident that we'll win the war, and we are proud of the work that we've done so far.